Okay, so today is going to be a special episode of the vlog. We have Kyle Cragle here.
What's up?
What is it that you do?
I'm a hand balancing contortionist. So I am a flexible hand balancer, in other words. So today I have been recruited by Anders to teach him and you guys about the techniques to doing a one-arm handstand.
It's required to be able to do a handstand by yourself, and then Kyle is gonna take over from there.
I think it's gonna work. The first step, as Anders previously said, is to be able to hold a handstand by yourself. So it really takes a certain amount of corporal awareness, and it takes a certain amount of general awareness in balance to be able to understand the concept of how you will need to stack yourself in order to balance on one hand. Everybody's bodies are a little different. There is a general technique that we want to bring everybody towards, so there is like a perfect, if you will, but certain people won't be able to achieve that perfect, but that doesn't mean that you won't be able to achieve a one-armed handstand. So you do need a certain amount of awareness and flexibility to be able to make small adjustments to different parts of your body to stack properly in order to balance.
Okay, let's start with just a handstand. Okay, so just a normal handstand and no steps, right?
Yep, looking pretty good. You can always get your rib cage in a little more.
Like that?
Yep. Look at your hands. That's what we want to see. Yes.
Oh.
Let's say my feet are my hands, my knees are my elbows, and my hips are my shoulders. So what you want to think about is bringing your shoulders slightly over top of your fingers. So you want to bring your hips over your feet or your shoulders over your hands to be able to really have control of the weight in your fingers or your toes. From your shoulders up, you want to stay straight. So you want to shift the entire shape over top of the front of your hand, as opposed to arching or doing something weird to move your shoulders. You want to start off and just shift everything forward straight. Tuck your shirt in.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So all that you want is this to be in a little bit more. Exactly. So if you feel you have a slight angle on your shoulders, so it's right over top here, and that's what you want. You just look up a little bit more at your hands. Yeah.
Why? Why don't you want me to look this way?
One, usually if you're looking up, you tend to extend in your shoulders, so you throw your shoulder alignment off. And two, having a visual reference or a visual point of focus is key to having balance. So once you're able to maintain your weight in a handstand, the next step is to learn where you need to guide your body to transfer. So normally we have two arms, we have a one-arm transfer with a little bit of help from the second hand, and then once you're feeling nice and comfortable or once I see the proper alignment, then I'll tell you to take off your hands so that you can really feel what it feels like to begin to balance and maintain the balance, basically. Handstand theory. Now, usually in two-arm handstands, the closer that your hands are together, the harder it is to balance. So usually I'll take students and I'll tell them to put their hands at about shoulder width. If they're too far apart, you have to really know where to place, and if they're too far together, you have to do the same thing and place in the opposite direction. We're gonna start with hands about shoulder width apart. You're gonna pick whatever position you want with your legs, and you're gonna pick the side that you're gonna transfer on. I'm gonna start moving my shoulders laterally with not too much of an extra push until the outside of my shoulder reaches the outside of my hand. And push a little bit until I can really feel that my hand will come off. And then from there, you wanna lock this shoulder orientation in place, and when you take your hand off, you're just gonna move your hand to the outside with a little bit of a pull outwards from where your shoulder is. If you lift your shoulder this way to take your arm off, not right, and you're gonna fall to the outside. So here, you wanna kind of think of your shoulder as a pivot point. So you're just gonna raise your hand around where the shoulder already is. Sounds easy, right?
Hi.
How are you? So, get your ribs in. So you're gonna transfer sideways until your shoulder, right about here. Yeah, now from here you can push up a little bit. Legs in, rib cage in, right here. Exactly. Keep looking forward. Yeah. You're raised this way a little bit. So you're over pushing, like when you're pushing through your shoulders, you're opening your rib cage a little bit too much. You want to keep this line nice and straight. Your body's going to stay straight up like this. And you're going to shift everything from your shoulder.
Let's try again.
Okay. This foot's going to be directly over top of this hand.
Yeah.
So if your legs are split, you can think about like your opposite butt cheek being on top of your shoulder.
Is it easier to do with the legs together?
No, it's harder.
Okay.
So just a little hollow position. Yeah, there we go. Ready? So shift over.
And now I feel
stop.
Yeah.
Now push. but let this leg drop. Feel how you have weight this way? Bring it up here. Yes.
Oh,
good.
that's difficult.
Good. Good, 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 good.
Oh.
Not bad. So, it comes from here. See how my body's straight? How my body stays the same, but I control where the weight is from here? The further out that you go, the more room you have to have your body be this way, counterbalance-wise.
Yeah.
The further in you go, the more stacked on top of yourself you are. You're going to be on the outside of your hand, as opposed to this where you're on the inside of your hand. So you want to be in between the two.
And then shift.
Feel how you're falling forward? Come backwards a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So don't just think about pushing through your shoulder straight. You actually want to push through it to pull your body out this way. Think of like your spine being the center.
Yeah.
You want to go like this. You need to give your direction this way.
Yeah.
See how you bend your hips?
Oh, yeah.
Keep this straight. Move laterally. Just move your shoulders sideways. No, don't let this go. Keep this pushed up. Move sideways. Now push through. Yeah. Feel how you're falling this way?
Yeah.
Adjust. Opposite shoulder. Keep it down.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, a little more control.
Mm-hmm. Getting there. Yeah. Good. I love teaching handstands. From the side, you want to be here. You see the slight angle? How my hand is actually slightly in front of my shoulder, because I'm going to be over top of the entire rest of the shape is hollow. You can do it like this, you can do it like this.
Arms up.
Yeah.
Ribs in.
Yeah.
And then...
So, don't pull down too hard. Give it just enough action where this starts to activate, and you can connect this to this. But do you see how when you're playing with it, this moves?
Yeah.
That's your issue. Okay guys, this is an exercise that I do in dance class, contemporary, with Sonia Clark in Montreal, Quebec, but the concept is really good. So basically, we're gonna have our body straight up. So, the problem that Anders is having right now, as he shifts to the side, he's actually using his rib cage, just like he's doing now, to help him get weight over there, which in certain more advanced positions is needed, but in this case we want to make sure that the upper body stays nice and straight. So, once again, our hips are going to be our shoulders. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling.
Oh!
Yep. Use your hips. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. Yes.
So now I just need to practice more?
Yep. There is no secret to handstands. The secret is technique and repetition of said technique. So we're just gonna keep trying.
Can we see you do something?
Yeah, sure.
Stand back.
Much better, yes. Arm off. Good. So give this some weight. Yeah, now push through. Here, yeah, now push up. Right here, good, there. Stay. It's just, this is a super common problem. It's just your hips. You have a tendency to go like this.
Yeah.
Let the weight go to the outside of your hand. Okay, so clearly, there are many more positions than just the one that I'm practicing with Anders right now that you can do in a one-arm handstand. The one that I'm teaching him is generally the first position that we learn, and then from there you can go into a bunch of different positions. He did good, guys. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought. I think he did pretty good.
Thank you.
What do you think? How did you feel? What did it feel like?
To be honest, it hurts your wrists a little bit because you double the weight when you go on one hand.
Right.
So I'm going to be a little careful not to train too much.
Yeah, make sure that you warm up properly.
Yeah,
That's one of the keys.
Any last minute tips?
I would say that actually, more often than not, hand balancing is a little bit more of a mental game than an actual physical game. Hand balancing can get really frustrating because it's a skill and a discipline that takes a very long time to develop. You know, after training for months and months and months, you might run into a wall or two, but don't worry, running into a wall is normal. Just keep pushing and keep training.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely, anytime. Thanks for having me on your channel and being a good sport about learning a new skill.
Go subscribe to Kyle.
I only have a few videos now, but I'll have more later, I promise.
Hey boy.
Hey boy.
We're a bunch of guys, more here and there, going for pizza. It's Sunday, so, you know.
Pizza night.
We watched the first sneak peek of Alegria on television with Irene and Daria and
Dasha!
Oh gosh, what a horrible start. Does that make sense? If, oh gosh, to give your, once you have straight's not the word, flat's not the word. Oh shit. Oh, come on.
Now you did promise it. Now you have to make videos.
I will make videos.